to my channel. This is episode 12. First thing as always, thank you to those of you that have subscribed to my channel. If you are new, names will go up over here. And thank you to those of you that have been following and supporting me on the forum. Recognition goes up over here. Now I have one notification before I start. I need to get this off my chest. So last week I did my second loadout video. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I managed to do pretty well with the short time that I had. It was very busy last week for me, so that's the reason why the video was very short. I was happy with it. I know it could have been better, so what will happen is sometime in the future I may go over that video again just to make it a little bit better. Now that I've got that out of the way, let's get into the video. So what is a camo ring? Well, I'm going to tell you and show you as well how I use it for my airsoft games. Now, if you know your history or you're a reenactor and you've got the knowledge, put it in the comments down below, share that, as I may not be 100% accurate. Again, this is just for a bit of fun, okay? So before we start, I want to thank Honey Badger for making 2 models, and we both took some pictures and videos that you'll see in this video as well at certain points, so enjoy them. So a little bit of history on the camo ring. Now we need to go back in history to the Vietnam War. It was used by the VC, the Viet Cong, in the jungles, and they would wear them on their backpacks. Now this is my first model on my backpack. Now this isn't a Vietnam War era backpack, but anyway, just using it as an example. Now as you can see, I have it tied on. Okay, now the original ones were made out of bamboo and they had wraps around, or ropes, as you can see here, strings, laces, whatever they could get their hands on. And what they would do is they'd weave in branches, leaves, twigs, you name it, to blend them into the environment, which did help. So when they were going on patrols, the VC, in the jungles, they would wear them on their backpacks, as you can see here, and whenever the aircrafts were coming over, they would get to cover, or they would stay still as much as possible, trying to blend into the environment, and it would help them. So that's my first one there. I'm going to put this away. My second model, I'm just going to get here. As you can see, it has a second outer layer. So on the first one, it broke off in the field, but I use that for my backpack, being more effective. So as you can see here, I'm going to show you, get a little close up. So you weave the leaves, the branches in and out. Now you can make these things out of anything like I've mentioned. Now these are cheap, okay, so if they break, but they can be easily replaced. So this, in my personal opinion, it's underrated, underappreciated, but it is very useful, okay? So if you are crafty, like Honey Badger, and you can make one of these, try it out for a bit of fun. These can be very effective. Now, from my experience of using these, I'll give you one very good memory before I do that. So what I've done with this is I'm going to put a picture in front. As you can see, this is one of my Camo rigs, and what I've done is I've attached it to the back of the vest using an elastic cable. Hopefully you saw that. So sometimes, most of the time in fact, if I was going on a mil sim, I probably would use the bag. But since I go to more skirmishes than anything, I tend to wear this with my Camo vest. So what you're going to see now is a picture of me hiding. We're just testing it out at this site, and hopefully you've spotted a few people in the background. They're not me, by the way. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to the other picture, and you see where I am. Pretty effective, right? Okay, now that you've seen those 2 pictures, what's going to happen is you're going to see a prototype video, if you want to call it that. It was some phone footage that we took during a break, and it's just me trying it out with Honey Badger, and you can see how effective it is to a certain degree. I do apologise, but again, this was footage in the field on a phone, so bear that in mind. So enjoy this video.
Yep. Stop there. Now move.
Okay, so that was the first video you saw. Now the second one you're going to see me is just me strolling around.
Kneel down for a second. Okay, move.
So the two videos that you've just seen, which you can consider behind the scenes footage, shows how effective this item is. The camo ring, I highly recommend them. You can attach this to your backpack or your rig, cover it in vegetation from the field. And what's great about this is it breaks the outline of you, the human being, and blends you more into the nature, which is fantastic. That was its purpose. Which leads me now to my story. On the same day that I took the two videos, which was the 19th of the 5th, 2019, so last year, I can't remember if I used this for the whole day or half the day, but anyway, Honey Badger completely covered it up, put it on my back of my rig, and we went out onto the field, and I'm not joking, everyone on the enemy team laughed at me, and I'm pretty sure as well people on my own team laughed at me. But I shrugged it off, because I knew this was going to be effective and work, and boy was I right. So, had a really great time. What can I say? There were two things that stand out for me. One, I jump scared a kid coming out of a bush, got him, but he jumped out of his boots, so that was funny to see. And ironically, the last game of the day was a fullback game mixed in with last man standing. So whoever was left in at the end of it won the game for their team. So who do you think was the person that was shot out last for each round, and in the final round didn't get shot at all? Who could it be? Oh yeah, this guy, Gamble. So it just goes to show how some things can be overlooked but can be very effective. So I highly recommend the camo ring. And what's funny is that day everyone laughed at me. The next week we went back. I wore this again, and so did Honey Badger, so we were both geared up and ready. And funny enough, everyone else was like, you know what, we're going to copy those two. So it's quite interesting. One week people laughed at us, and then the next week people tried to copy us like it was a fashion trend. And yeah, that's my story. So before I finish, here are two pictures of Honey Badger at the same site on the week when everyone tried to copy us. So have a look. There we go. So both of us agree that this thing is effective. So my question to you before we finish is, if you had one of these, would you use it? Put it down in the comments below. And that's it for this video. So like, comment, share and subscribe. Don't forget to click the little bell icon so you know when the next video is. I enjoyed making this video. I look forward to making the next video. The most important thing you can do is stay safe.